I think one of the best definitions of recovery is that it's a journey. It involves healing, it involves change. It allows someone with a serious mental illness to live a meaningful life in a community of their choice while trying to achieve their full potential.
I would define recovery as when the illness is no longer the center of your life and when you're moving on and rebuilding a life that you once had. It may not look the same for everybody. People recover to different degrees.
Typically, the questions I ask about recovery are, what do you want to learn? How do you want to love? How do you want to live?
So much as turning the radio on one day could be considered recovery when all you've been doing is laying in bed for 3 weeks. Or recovery could be defined as someone like myself who's working full-time and earning a good income and has a relatively normal life and lives symptom-free.
I think that the treatment of schizophrenia and recovery really has 2 pillars. One is pharmacy, and the other one is community-based treatment and support.
I firmly believe that medication is part of the treatment plan, has to be part of the recovery. It's not everything, but really without treating the biologic illness, recovery can't occur. In addition to medication, you need a wide variety of supports to help this person move along their recovery. Education, sobriety, stable housing, stable financial situation, a social support group. Those kind of things really help stabilize the person and move them along recovery. It's human nature that when you start to feel better, you stop taking your medicine. Unfortunately for people with schizophrenia, I think that can get them into a lot of trouble.
Relapse means that the symptoms have come back, they have gotten out of control, and this can often be due to someone stopping their medication or perhaps not taking the correct dose of their medicine.
So a typical relapse for someone suffering with schizophrenia could look like their hygiene begins to go downhill, their house starts to get cluttered, they may be fighting some small bouts of depression, and they may think they don't need their medication anymore, and they go off of it. And before you know it, you're in a full-blown psychosis again.
We know that relapses, unfortunately, are very common, and so we plan for those in advance. And so we want people to stay connected with their team, so that way when changes do occur, action can be taken quickly.
Relapse is often followed by what we call resiliency. And even though you may relapse, it doesn't mean you can't get back up again and get better again. Nobody ever mentions the work that comes with the recovery, but it takes a lot of personal work. You can't look to other people to make you well. They can help, but they can't do it all. You've got to want to get better. I recently read an article, and the last sentence in the article said, if you have schizophrenia and you go off your medication, you will get sick again. It didn't say you might, it said you will. I thought that was very strong because I found it to be true in my life. I've gone off medication 4 times and become psychotic 4 times.